All right, I want to show you one more time how to put the top and the bottom and your BBs in your rain stick. Okay, so remember we rolled out a slab and then we put our rain stick on top of the slab and we traced out these little discs that are going to fit nice and perfectly on the top and the bottom. Remember, these should not be super wet. If they're really wet, they can kind of cave in. So make sure that you leave these out for about 2 hours or leave them on a board or something like that overnight before you put them on. I've already put my bottom on, okay, and I actually put my BBs in there too. So now I'm going to show you how to do the top. So I have my BBs. They're all wrapped up in a little piece of tissue, okay, so you can kind of see them in there. And I'm just going to very lightly shove this into the top, okay? Remember, I have a little bit of space there. We left about 1 inch before we started the coils. And even if it just barely broke the top coil, it's not gonna really mess up the sound. You have all these other coils inside of here, okay? So the next thing we wanna do is score into this really good. And remember, you're not just barely scoring into it. You really wanna make sure that this is connected well. So you wanna score into it really good. Same thing with the top here. I want to score it really well. And then I'm going to add slip to both of these. So here's my slip. And I'm just going to add some of that gooey clay stuff on there. Because again, I want it to stick really good. I have had them come undone and crack, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so kind of twist it around and find where it fits the best. And then you're just going to use your fingers to seam it together. You shouldn't need a coil all the way around it. Sometimes you'll have like a little spot that dents in just a little bit, and you can add a little bit of clay there. But in general, you're just kind of using a little bit of this excess clay to smooth over the top and really smooth it out good. You don't want to see that seam there at all. So you might want to use your rib tool, a sponge, anything like that, okay? The other thing we want to do is we're just going to tap it a little bit just to make sure that it's nice and symmetrical, okay? We don't want it to have any kind of a lean. Okay, so now I can go back and I can smooth this in a little bit more, and that gives me a little bit more clay that I can put over the edge. And this side looks really good over here. Okay, smooth it out with a little bit of water. Again, maybe I'll tap it one more time, although it looks pretty symmetrical. The other thing I like to do sometimes just to get the lumps and the bumps out is to actually roll it. You may have seen me doing that in class. Just kind of roll it on your piece of canvas, and I'm not pushing really hard or anything like that, but hard enough that it just kind of smooths any lumps and bumps out, and this looks pretty good now. Okay, so now do remember that this is a giant air bubble, so if I were to put this piece in the kiln, it's going to explode. So at some point before you hand it in to me, you need to take your toothpick and you want to make a couple holes. It doesn't need to be a big hole, it can be little bitty. Okay, and we could even disguise that somewhere within the cylinder shape if you want to, but we got to remember to do that. So a couple little holes on the bottom, and that's literally all that you need. Okay, and remember that tissue will burn out, and then the BBs will be able to make sound in there. Okay, all right, good luck, guys.